still to come? In just 2 seconds, you can stop negativity and lead a life of fearlessness.
Commit to the change, and then the transformation follows.
Welcome back, everyone. Our next guest says, fears that hold us back in life are shaped by our past experiences. But she also believes it's never too late to become as brave as a lion. Welcome to our home, life coach Anita K. Welcome, Anita.
Welcome, Anita.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
It's great to have you, and this message is so wonderful. Your book is phenomenal, and it helps everyone of all ages, by the way. And you chose a lion to grace the cover of your book. Why do you say we should all behave like lions?
The image of the lion, to me, is the ultimate face of bravery and courage. And to me, bravery really means rising up to life's challenges with a lion spirit, right? Just fearless. And when we see a picture of a lion, it evokes other attributes as well, like personal leadership, courage, regalness, and even vulnerability. And what I love about lions, as they parade in their communities, the groups are called prides, and that really signifies the requirement of working together, which is very symbolic with humans that have the same need to collaborate, benefit, and support of working together as well.
I like that.
Yeah, they are such beautiful creatures.
They are.
So many different levels. It's such a good fit here. But you say that through life, through many stages of your life, from childhood to adolescence to marriage, even your divorce, in many ways taught you, in a way, not to be a lion, not to be courageous. So tell us what you mean by that and how we can kind of relate to it.
Oh, I'd be happy to. You know, in my childhood, I often felt like the eternal outsider. You know, growing up in a traditional Indian family household, which I'm really proud of, really at times made me feel inadequate with my peers, especially in the areas of my image. I didn't look like my peers, I didn't talk like my peers, building my own self-confidence along the way, and generally just overall blending in. And I knew I craved acceptance, and that led me to develop a people-pleasing persona. So when I became well into my adulthood, I brought the former blueprint into my marriage. And when my husband and I at the time went through several life-altering challenges, such as alcoholism and his bipolar disorder, we really didn't have the coping skills to manage life positively. And soon after the divorce, I really felt increasing levels of shame and fear and disappointment, and of course the guilt that I had of disappointing our daughter.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and so that left me with the lingering question of, who am I amidst all the fear?
I mean, that makes sense. And so you're saying going through the challenges that you went through, and maybe some people at home can relate to their own specific challenges, in a way kind of trains you to be the opposite of courageous, to be the opposite of lion-like.
My goodness, but you are not alone. There's so many times in life where we don't feel brave, where we want to be brave, and it's difficult. You know, you have to really switch your mind, have that mind shift that you talk about. So tell us exactly, what is a mind shift and how can we do that?
Well, in my book, I talk about a process called a mind break to a mind shift. And that's basically the process of strengthening our, mindset to a lion-like courage. And really, it's strengthening the practice of power of belief. It's really difficult to break the habit of when the negative self-talk arises in our mindset. So to mind shift out of that and put yourself in relief with an alternative statement or thoughts or beliefs can be very beneficial. That's the self-regulation that's really important. So it's a practice. It's a practice. And once we catch on the self-regulation, I really feel like we can develop that lion-like confidence.
You have to change the record.
You do.
There's a record that plays in your head over and over. It's time to change the record.
So
heard that one enough. Let's put another one on.
It's time to put that on skip.
You can't hear it enough. It's so good. Okay, so now the word brave, you have changed it into a mnemonic to help us remember some of the key aspects of how we can make these changes, in a sense, kind of creating a roadmap to being courageous. So take us through it.
Yes, it's definitely a personal roadmap for a new coping system. And the acronym BRAVE really stands for, B is for benevolence. Benevolence is a term that I coined, and it's replacing limiting beliefs with more benevolent self-beliefs. So moving from the hard beliefs that we are conditioned ourselves to moving into more of a gentle tone to have with ourselves, self-kindness, exactly, self-awareness. And I think to maximize our potential, it really has to start with those benevolence. And the second is readiness. You know, just like in any 12-step program. The first step is to admit you have a problem, then commit to the change, and then the transformation follows. Then we move to A for alignment. Alignment, I talk about in my book, is really aligning our environment internally and externally, and the relationships and resources to really help serve us with those goals at hand. And then vision, of course, is really exciting. That's really creating the desired destination of where we need to go. Right. And I really believe if we envision success, then our aptitude, our behaviors, and our characteristics will really support us leading to being more successful.
I agree.
Or we're on a road. And then finally, engagement. That's where it all comes in line. It's where we take the plan and we put it into action.
Right.
And it's a process of action and reaction and basically learning along the way.
When did you realize that you had finally become brave?
I'll tell you, it took me a decade to really unravel and get my arms around who I was, breaking some of the old habits and my own thoughts, generating new benevolent beliefs and so forth. And I remember coming home and looking at my daughter in the eye and with strong conviction for the first time after so long saying, you know, we have hope, everything's going to be okay. Yeah. And that really led to some fundamental takeaways, some fundamental truths. And that is, it's never too late to start over. Starting over is very healthy at any point and at any age. And I think this is really what was another turning point for me, is when I realized I'm okay in my own skin. Yep. And I'm in my mid-40s now, so it's never too late. And then finally, operating from, you know, viewing life and operating from a solution-oriented mindset, where you really need to focus on what's most meaningful. And as we know, life is going to throw us lots of challenges, but the most important thing I've discovered is how we respond. And that's why I discovered behaving bravely, and that's my new mantra.
Yeah, my goodness, Anita, we could talk to you for hours, and change really does begin with self-love. Thank you so much for being here. Wow, what a great conversation. Behaving Bravely is now available wherever books are sold.